So hey guys, today we'll be discussing a problem from Leetcode on letter combinations of a phone number. So what is given to us is a digit from 2 to 9, and that will be given us in the form of a string, and we need to return all the possible letter combinations that the number can represent. Okay, so like we can return the answer in any order. So what the question is saying that hmm, that we are given a phone number, and will be given a string something like this, and we have to return all the possible combinations they can have, this A B C and D E F. After combining these two numbers, what kind of, like, what combinations we can get initially, like, think that since 2 has A B C and 3 has D E F, so like one of the possible combinations can be A D, A E, A F. Similarly, there will be total of number of line combinations. Okay, so like after seeing this, what first idea what you will get is that, okay, so like, yeah, we will have to use dictionary here. Okay, so what we will be doing is we will be individually storing each of the string values there. Okay, so for 2 we will be storing A B C, and for 3 similarly we will be storing D E F, and for 4 we will be storing J H I inside a dictionary. All right, up till 9. Okay, so now what we have to do here? Okay, so initially, that what intuitive idea you might be thinking that, suppose 23 is given to us as the input digits here. Okay, so 23 is given to us, so what you will be thinking is that, okay, so first of all, we will be combining the first letter of this string and this, we will be appending it somewhere to the to an array. Okay, and then what we will be doing is we will be doing for the same for this, for AF, and then when the loops end, like, okay, when we are getting the length of this string which we formed as the length of the original digits, we think that, yeah, we got that combination here. All right, so like we need to append that particular string to that array which we need to return, right? After forming a string, which is this, after forming a string, we are gonna append it to the array which we will be returning in the end, and we will be using backtracking here. And okay, so let's get through the logic of this question. Okay, so like first of all, what can be the possible base case here? Initially in the function, like the function given to us is letter combinations, and digits has been given in the form of a string. All right, okay, so like first of all, what we are gonna do is, like, in the end we have to return an array. All right, so we'll be saving an array here. Okay, and then we have to make a dictionary of all these numbers for whatever the total number of things which we are having here, for one, so no, sorry, for not for 2 3 4 up till 9. Okay, so we need to store them individually for each string, which is like, yeah, we will be saving it in the form of the string, not in the integer. All right, like since it has been given us in the form of a string, so we have to check whether this particular thing is equals to that particular string, then only we'll be appending that element to the string. Okay, and we'll be taking help of a helper function here. Okay, so in that helper function, what we are gonna insert will be an index. Initially we'll be sending a 0 index. Why 0? Because we'll be starting from the starting element. All right, which will be quite easy for us to get that, and we'll be sending a 0 index and an empty string I will be sending there, so that like when that particular length of the substring will be equals to the digit string, then I will get the idea that, yeah, I have got this particular this possible combination that I need to append to that array. All right, so yeah, okay, this is a dictionary which like I have built, and I will be taking a helper function here. Okay, so in which I will be taking an index and a current string I will be taking, which will be storing the possible combinations which it can have, and after that particular length of this current substring will be equals to the length of the digits, I will get to know that I have got that possible combination. I will be appending it to the array here, this array, right? Yeah. So okay, so what was the base case which I told you before? Like if the length of that particular current substring, this current substring will be equals to the length of the digits array, sorry, this digit string. Okay, so what I need to do is with this array which I'm having here, I also need to pass that array as well here. Okay, okay, so also then, all right. Okay, so what we need to do is that we need to append it, this current string. Okay, so like, okay, this is the base case which we were looking at. So but but I want to traverse to this particular string here, right? I want to traverse through it. Okay, so initially, like, I will be using a for loop. So suppose I want to traverse to this character of that particular dictionary. Okay, so like okay, so I will be using a for loop here, and I will be traversing by like C will be the character from which I will be traversing, and I will be traversing through the dictionary, and in that dictionary I will be passing through this index, which like currently I will be at the 0th index, which means that suppose if I am at 0 index, okay, so initially it has been sent as 0. So what is digits of 0? That is 2. All right, so this is 2, and dictionary of 2, which we know that it is A, B, C. So initially what it will do is it will traverse through A, then B, then C. Okay, and then I will be again calling that helper function, backtracking function. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is that is this time I'm gonna increase this index by 1, and I will be appending the first element to that current string. Okay, so I guess we are done here. Yeah, so this is the function like which we will be using here. All right, so I will be dry running it. Like I think our code is done, and like we have just what we need to do is we need to pass the functions here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is like I will be passing the function here. I will be passing the helper function, with 0 index current string as this I will be sending an empty string right now initially, and then an array I will be sending that. Okay, so now I guess we are done. Yeah, so now we'll be checking the code now, and I will be like okay, yeah, so this is the code which I made. Okay, so initially, which I told you that I am passing the backtracking function here from 0 index, and then I will be passing an empty string. Okay, so okay, suppose the digit given to us is 23. All right, so what we are initially what we are doing is we are sending a backtracking function with 0 index and an empty string. Okay, so when I'm calling this function here, which is this, when I'm calling it, so first of all we see that the length is not same, obviously, so we are not gonna do anything. But here, for like, since in the for loop we see that for C in dictionary of digits 0, which is 20, which is 2, so I will be writing here 2, and we know that for 2 it is A, B and C, so initially it will take A here. Okay, it will take A here, so like there will be 9 traversals here. Okay, so I think that's one gonna be long. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna again call the backtracking function, but this time what I'm doing is I'm passing an increased index, so that I will be able to add the another, like, so that I will be able to add the another first element of the second digit here. Okay, so yeah, and in that current string I will be adding A. Okay, so now I passed like, okay, backtracking. Okay, now I pass this function here, and then what I'm gonna do is, again, I came here and I saw that this particular thing, no, it's not the same, so we are not gonna do it. So now we are gonna see for C in dictionary of this time it is 1, so we are gonna see 3 here, right? So what 3 has is D, E, F. So we are gonna, first of all we are gonna see this thing here, right? So then in the backtracking function I'm gonna pass with an increased index, and I'm gonna pass and A and D, which is one of the possible combinations which it can have. Okay, so again I will be calling the function here. Okay, so now I see that this particular length here of that particular current string, which is 2 here, it is equals to the length of the digits here. So all right, I got it, and I will be appending it to the result array, which is AD, which I got it. Similarly, when I call this function, it will backtrack. All right, so similarly for the other cases as well, it will do perfectly. And I think that if I'll be doing all the 9 combinations, it will take a lot of time there. All right, but still I will be doing some of the combinations here. Okay, so now since this time which we were doing it in was for D, right? Yeah, so it will backtrack again. It will go to for C in, it will take E here, and it will send a backtracking function again, which is backtracking, I call it, and then it will take this AE in the string, and again, as we see that the length of the current string is equal to length of the digits, so we'll be returning it by appending it to the result array. Similarly, it will do for AF, and when we backtrack, we see that for A it is done. Then we are gonna go to B. Then for B, it will again when we'll go to like the B, like when the particular loop is for the B, which is A, B, C. We are done with B. We are done with A. Now we are gonna do with B. All right. So since like I'm just gonna take that function as BT. Okay. So I'm gonna send 1, then B. Again, it will call the function length is not same, so it will call for C in what was 3. It was DEF. So it will again call the backtrack function. This is BT. It will send 2, then B and D. It will append to that array, and we will backtrack since we got that. and then we are gonna again backtracking, then we will be using BE, then BF. Similarly you can find for C, which will be like for, okay, for C, which you will be getting as CD, CE and CF. So I think you will, like I think that you should again solve it by yourself. You should try to dry run it from yourself, so that if you want, so that you will be able to get to know that this particular logics much better. I think I will be like, I was able to explain it to you, and I guess you understand how to do this particular question. Okay, so yeah, so thank you.